Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Geek Yourself. We're at episode 5, and we have a lot lined up for you guys tonight. So I want to think that this will probably be one of the most important shows I've done. And what I'm doing is that I am addressing a series of questions that I got over the week. So I think that it is only fitting that I answer those tonight here on the show, right? And again, Geek Yourself, this is our 5th episode, which means that we have been doing this for 5 weeks. It is a show where we talk about technology and any other topic you might have. I am a DIY person, do-it-yourself person. I enjoy doing projects, I enjoy technology, and I am an educator at heart, right? So I enjoy sharing what I know with you guys. And again, for tonight, I guess that the importance of the show, and you can see from the running text up top, some of the things that we'll be covering. So I want to look at antivirus. I know people have been asking about antivirus software and which one do I use and why, right? Talk about spywares, adwares, show you how to do some print screen. Might be basic for some people, but for some people it is a lot, right? Show you how to save file as PDF, right? Talk about some file extensions and any other thing that you might want to see or have me show you. Feel free to leave it in the comment below, right? I'm not using Jitsi today because I have a feeling that it'll be filled with activities that I have to show you guys, and I am kind of limiting it down to 40 minutes. So it's a 40-minute show tonight to see if I can get everything done in that session, right? And 40 minutes is kind of like my class session, so I'm doing it in that time, particularly. All right, so without further ado, then let's talk about antivirus, spyware, adware, malware, and what are all these things. For people who don't know, malware essentially is just a malicious piece of code, right? And then everything else falls under that. Right? So we have under malware, then you will have your adware, your spyware, and your viruses and worms, and the list goes on in terms of malicious code that has been written for particular purposes. So antivirus programs, a lot of people are asking because I know that there is a frenzy that you require some sort of antivirus program, which is true, right? But a lot of the software out there are paid software. They do offer some free versions of some of the software, but along with those comes a bunch of spywares and adware. So if you have ever installed, say for example, AVG or Avast or Avira or some of the popular software that I know that you've been using, I know that there might be some add-on to it that you might have missed, and you accidentally click OK, and then you found out that there are other programs added on to your machine that you didn't want, right? So in terms of antivirus software that I use, I'm not a big fan of AVG and Avast, right? Simply because they do expire after a while. So you get to use the free version, but it gives you a lot of ads with it. So what I do, let me show you guys quickly. Once you have a version of Windows 10 now, Windows 10 comes with something called Security Essentials, which essentially is a antivirus software tied into Windows 10. Now, what I love about this software, and let me pop it up on screen so you guys can see. So what I do is that I would go to my Windows key here, and I would type in security, right? And immediately it brings up something called Windows Security. Good. So when you click on Windows Security, and it went over to the other side, right? I'll pull it up here. It gives you a list of stuff that the software does. So I'm going to dismiss this because I don't have my OneDrive set up. App and browser control, I dismiss those also, right? For you, it might be a little bit different. But what happens is that your virus and threat protection, that is always on. And what I like about this software is that it automatically updates, right? And so it is produced by Microsoft, first of all, which is great, right? It is built into your operating system, which makes it even better, right? So there's no need for you to go and purchase Avast or download Avira or download AVG or a whole lot of different antivirus that I've seen on computers. What I've seen some people do is that and it's just a thing of the mind, you go and you install 3 or 4 or 5 different antivirus programs, and what those does is that they essentially cancel out themselves. It's like having a virus fighting the antivirus at the same time, right? Because what these programs do is that they look for malicious code that is found within your operating system. Remember that we spoke a while back about operating system and some of the system software, and they were the utility programs that will assist your operating system in performing its function. Well, your antivirus software is one of those. So the next time you're thinking about installing an antivirus program, and I'll do this again so we can see it, you click on Windows, you type in the word security, and you open Windows Security. And if this is not enabled, it'll give you a feature that you will click enable or turn on here to turn on the virus and threat protection. Right? See, for example, here, I could use Smart Screen for Edge. I'm not going to turn this on because I don't think that I need that, right? But I definitely recommend this for you instead of having a lot of different third-party software installed on your computer. So Microsoft Security Essential, again, built into your machine. There is no need for you to use anything else. So if you're asking for recommendation for antivirus program, then this is what I recommend. Get rid of the Avast, get rid of the AVG, right, and get rid of all the other antivirus that brings in other stuff to your computer. Remember, these people they're sales people, right, including your operating system, Windows. But that's, one of the best advice I can give you on antivirus software. And again, I'm just going through this because of the questions I've had during the course of the week. So it's free and it's there for us to use. All right, just saying good night to all the people on the stream. Yeah, learn, share, photo, video. Yeah, you're on the stream again. Welcome, right? Always fun having people that I know in the stream, and of course, to the other people in the stream, welcome, and feel free to leave your comments and questions below as I go through the list that I have tonight, and it's a crazy list as you can see, right? One of the other things that came up for this week, let me show you this quickly. I had a bunch of videos that I launched this week, and for those people who follow my YouTube channel, you may have noticed that I have been doing a series of Excel. Close this down. I've been doing a series of Excel episodes, and this is for particularly for people who are interested in learning Excel, right? I've been searching for, and I did this series simply because I've been searching for some Excel tutorials, and a lot of them are really difficult to understand, one, and two, they're very lengthy. So you'll notice that I have limited my tutorials to essentially 5 minutes. So most of my Excel tutorials will be 5 minutes. And because I think 5 minutes is that learning time that you have, you can pay attention to it and then you can go and try it. And before you know it, you're up to 20 minutes or half an hour. But ensure that you're learning something from this series. So take 5 minutes out of your busy schedule if you're interested in Excel. This is especially for students, right? You'll get a chance to look at a particular feature that is available in Excel and learn that for that particular day, right? Some of my students already looked at some of the tutorials and they're giving me feedback and they're saying that they like it. Some of them say it's very easy, but it's easy for them because we have taught some of them already. So this is for the people who want to learn Excel or people who want to brush up on Excel. And I do have more coming. So right now, as you can see, I am at the lesson 9, where we talk about absolute self-referencing. And so if there's any term, again, that you might be interested in, I probably have about an next 14 or so lessons to add into this over the course of this week, before I move on to another productivity tool. But if there's any part of the or any tutorial in particular that you want to learn about Excel, feel free to let me know and I'll put up a video on it, and it's going to be a 5-minute video. I have a feeling there are going to be cases where I have to go over 5 minutes, right? But we'll make the adjustment as we go along. Good. So again, the 5-minute Excel tutorials, they're up. Take time, learn something new. I just did a course online also, concerning cybersecurity, which was an interesting course. It gave me a chance to kind of recap on some of the stuff that I missed and some of the stuff that I need to refresh on. Right, so it's interesting to retake some of these courses or take courses on something new. And I know that Excel and some of the other productivity tools, and what I mean by productivity tools are your database tools, your Microsoft Word for word processing. You might need to learn how to navigate around the browser. So these are tools that you normally would use every day, right? And I know that a lot of teachers are doing the CPD courses now, which is, I guess, nice for on their part, um, and they're running into some issues. So this is why I thought that tonight, based on some of the questions I've been getting, I would touch on some of the things that they need to know. So you might have been covering some of these things that I'll show you here tonight in some other course or lesson, but look at this as a refresher, right? I say the lives look good. Yeah, leveling up, right? Oh, tonight we're using. Well, I'm actually using my Nikon D3300 for my live stream, along with the Elgato, right? And so the capture card is connected to the Nikon. I have a video about how to do that setup in one of my videos on the channel. So do check that out. And of course, the quality will improve over time, right? So it's a work in progress. This is another one of those moments where you level up, right? All right. Next in line, I want to touch on print screens. So people are asking how to do print screens. If there's something I want to print screen and put it into Word, how do I do that, right? Now, there are two ways that I know how to do the print screen. One, on your keyboard, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. On your keyboard, somewhere around here, there is a print screen button, right? So what you would do is that if there's something on screen that you want to take a screenshot of on your PC, of course, right? On your other device, it may be different. So on your PC, you would push that print screen button. It looks like nothing happens, right? And you go into maybe your editing program or your Word program. Let's open Microsoft Word for this particular one. So let me open Microsoft Word. And what you do is that when you're in Word, you simply paste, and that gives you a print screen. Now I'm using dual screen, which is why you're seeing this, right? So this gives you a print screen of what you have, and then of course the word crop comes in, so you can double click it and then choose crop, and you can crop out what you want and what you don't want, right? So you can crop out stuff. So let's say I only wanted my nice beautiful picture there. I would crop into that and press enter, and then I could go ahead and resize that picture, right? And so that gave me a print screen of what I was doing on screen. I can put that into Word now and then save that as something else, right? Save it and get it out. So print screen, you could do, press the print screen button again on the keyboard and then paste it into your file that you're working with. So say for example, Microsoft Word, or you can paste it into Paint. Another way of doing this, there is something called a snipping tool. So let me press the Windows key here, and you guys can type in the word snip, and it gives you this tool. It's called a snipping tool, right? So say for example, and let me show you the tool on screen. Say for example, I wanted to take a screenshot of only this part of my screen, right? Or a picture of only this part of my screen. Let me use the word picture. Then I would click on new, and I would draw a rectangle around the area that I want to capture. So let's say I'm doing a tutorial about Microsoft Word, and I want to show people that this is my ribbon with all the tabs. I could do a screenshot or a print of only that part of the picture and do a copy. What I like with this program is that you can save it as a picture, and you can also do a copy and go into Microsoft Word if I'm doing my tutorial in Word and paste. And it pastes in only the section that you highlighted, right? So you can also use the snipping tool as a way of capturing something from your PC screen. So if you're on a website and there's something you want to share as a part of your document, right? You make a referencing, but you want to do a print screen quickly, you can do that to get it done, right? So you can, again, use the print screen button on the keyboard, or you can use the snipping tool to capture that part of the screen. So that's your snipping tool, and again, this is built in to Windows, so there is no need for you to go and download any other type of software, right? You have all of these tools available in Windows 10 already, available in Windows. All right, that's print screen. Somebody also asked, how do you save a file as a PDF file? And we know that PDF files are protected document files, and what it does is that it locks the file so that it cannot be edited unless you have maybe a full version of Adobe PDF Reader, and then that way you can unlock the file and make some changes. But the theory in it is that the file will be locked, and this will be the file that you send around because of the security it has on it, right? So to save your file as a PDF document, and we'll talk about file extensions, to save your file as a PDF document, you go to File, and I think most of the versions of the Office products now have it built in, not like before where you'd have to get a converter, right? So you go to File, Save As, choose a place, let's say Desktop, and PDF. It's right there, right? Choose PDF. So PDF, give your file a name, and then save. So give your file a name, followed by save. And that saves your file as a PDF. So now if you look up here, this is the name of my file, sample PDF, and it opened in Edge Explorer, right? So it opened in that particular browser, which is not a problem. PDF files also now open in most browsers, which is a plus. Apart from that, you would have to download something called Adobe PDF Reader, right? And that is also free on their website. and so you can use that then to access your PDF files. So we took a look at how we did print screen. We also took a look at how do you save your file as a PDF. We mentioned that to do print screens, you can either use the print screen button on the keyboard, or you have the possibility of using the snipping tool as a part of that, right? We'll take a quick 2 minutes break so I can get some water, and we'll get right back to it. Again, you can look for different tools, right, on the internet if you wanted to. But what I'm trying to push here is that Windows brings their own tools that you can use. So normally what I do is I would click here on the Windows button again, and I would type in voice. Now if you have a microphone attached and if you're using a laptop, it brings a built-in microphone already. So there's no need to worry about getting a microphone attached. But if you can attach an external mic, then that also works, right? So you click on voice recorder, and it'll open up this program for you. And this gives you a chance to quickly, um, yeah, sorry, let me start again. So we were talking about the rerun, right? I just conscious that I had my mic off, but we were talking about what we did earlier before the break, and I wanted to show you guys how to find your voice recorder on your computer. So there's no need for you to use any other voice recorder apart from the one that we have here. And so to find that, you will click on the Windows button and then type in voice. I'll give you the voice recorder. Again, I was saying that most laptops already bring a built-in microphone that you can use, right? Unless you're using a desktop, then you'd want to attach a microphone to your desktop computer in order to get some voice recording out. And so then you just click the record button and record your voice, right? And it'll be saving this to the computer for you. So this is what I recorded just now, so it gives me a chance to play it back, right? So if you hear it, yeah, sounds great, right? So that sounds good. I have an external mic connected to my PC right now, but I'm sure that you guys will get great audio from your laptops also, right? So if you're doing an educational show, doing a little storytelling for the kids, right? You can actually have your voice recorded right on your desktop and then send that out to whoever you want, right? So I'm seeing a lot of the storytelling being done on the radio show, and figuring out that this is how they do it, or they're using some other software. Also remember though that your phones also bring the same thing. It brings a built-in voice recorder that you can use, and of course we're getting better and better quality out from these input devices for voice. So again, to record voice, I don't download any other third-party software unless I have to. I would just go to the Windows area. Let's show you where that is found again. Windows, and type in voice, and it takes you to voice recorder, right? And that is what you'll open, and you would start your recording. And because I recorded one, it is here, and the more you record, it accumulates here, and it's probably saved in my music or my pictures or my videos somewhere there, right? And of course, you can make edits. You can make edits to those, right? But I won't go through that in this particular episode. Good. So it means you can also now capture voice. So make sure you give these a try at some point. They're important tools. People always ask. So how do I do a print screen on my computer? What antivirus do you use? How do I record a voice if I want to send a voice message, or if I want to create a story for the kids to listen to? How do I record voice on it? How do I record video, right? And that in itself, you might need to find some open source video editing tools. And somebody asked me about that today. So let me see if I can find that example for you, right? So somebody asked me about open source video tools, video editing tools. So let me find those and just give you a list. So here's a list of, it says about 10 different video editing tools. Oh, that button that just now that I clicked on black, most websites are doing that now where they're pushing content to you, and so you'll get a little notification right below here, right? That will then be a little bit annoying to you because every time the website does an update, it pushes a notification to your computer. So I always choose black unless it's a site that I'm really interested in. Then I'll put allow to have it push notification for me. Okay? So this is one. So it says, all right, the 10 best free video editing software. And hold on that word free. I think I should have looked for open source. Where am I? So this talks about Filmora as one. Movie Maker. Movie Maker isn't as functional as it used to be. In order for you to create movies, I used to use Movie Maker back in the days, and now I think it's limited, right? Then there is Avidemux, and I think most of these are saying free as freewares, but then there is a little catch to them where they're advertising through you too, right? So be careful when you download it. There's OpenChat. I've seen this already. OpenChat is nice for editing videos. And of course, you won't get a lot of features. That is the only downfall to this versus an enterprise grade or an industry grade video editor like maybe Premiere Pro. So there is OpenChat. These are free. You can download these, right? It gives you the limitation, right? And notice it says you need to install add-ons on your OS in order for it to work. Then there's VSDC video editor. I haven't used most of these, but I have seen people use some of them already to get it working, right? Blender, this is a very powerful one. Now this is open source, right? So Blender is a very powerful tool in terms of even 3D graphics. So if you're into 3D graphics or video editing also, you can use Blender, right? It has a steep learning curve though. I'll caution you on that. DaVinci, that's also there. That's probably just a trial version. HitFilm Express, Lightworks. I think there's a lighter version of Premiere Pro too. I don't remember the name right now, but it does give you a list, and here are some of the pros and cons for each one of them, right? And so you can do some reading up, but it's just for you to become familiar with some of the different tools available. and the preference is totally up to you. Um, you'll find out that there are a lot of software that does different things, or let me rephrase that. There's a lot of software that does the same thing in different ways, right? And so you pick the software that you like, right? That you're comfortable with. Some of them do make stuff easy, right? But if you're more technical and you want to dwell deeper into some of the different changes, and then some of them get very technical. In fact, some of the learning curves are so steep that most people give up on them, right? But they're powerful software, so you can take advantage of some of the various features that they have. The open source software, I believe, are great, especially if you're looking for free software that are also powerful and maintained, right? So find open source software if you can to do some of the tasks that you want. So this in particular, we're talking about video editing software. So if you're editing videos and you want to send out videos, then that's fine, right? One of the next thing I want to touch on is songs for your videos. So I've been looking, every time I need a song for a video, I would go through and I would dig up the internet and look for royalty-free songs, right? And recently I found out that YouTube has a huge audio library, which I didn't know, and I have to make sure that I put this into the tags so that you guys can find this. But YouTube has a huge audio library. So once you're in YouTube Studio, you can choose audio library from the right hand side, from the left hand side, and there is a bunch of songs that you can use that are free to download and free to use within your videos without getting that copyright claim, right? So I'm not sure if they're required that you put it into the comment section area or something like that, but I know that they are free to use, right? So definitely it saves me a lot now having to look through for videos for my particular music for the particular videos that I'm making. They also give you song effects that you can use, right? And so there's a bunch of song effects available also that you can use, right? So it's in your YouTube Studio under audio library, and so you can make use of that for your videos on YouTube. All right. So my time is running out. All right, let's take a look at one more thing I want to talk about. Oh, compression of files. So people are asking, how do you send a group of file up to a particular upload area on a website? How do you group them in one? And the word that comes into play there is the word compression. And so you compress a bunch of files into a folder, or compress a folder of your files, and then you're able to send that one file, and then the person on the other end then gets to uncompress that file and view what is inside. Right? So that's a concept. So compression kind of reduces the file size in some cases, right? And then the person uncompress and view the file, right? So let me show you guys how to do that quickly. So I'm going to open, let's see if I have editing in documents, Excel. All right, let me create something quickly on the desktop. So let's say I have a folder, and I'll call this folder my sample file, right? And I have a bunch of stuff I have in there. So let's say I have this hash, whatever that is, inside my folder with a few other files, right? So let me copy this and paste it. So I have a few files that I want to send, but I don't want to have to send them individually, one by one, and So I want to be able, and I know that I won't be able to send a folder via, let's say I'm emailing it to somebody or just dumping it in a shared folder. I can't send them individually. I can send it as one folder, right? But the folder must be compressed. So to do that, you can download a third-party software for compression, but again, Windows comes with a built-in file compression. So we can right-click on the folder and choose Send to and Compress or Zip folder. So right-click on the folder, choose Send to, and then Compressed or Zip folder. Now notice that this one for the icon, it has a little zip on it, right? So it means that it's packaged, right? It's packaged, and this is what you would send. It's ready to send. When the person on the other end receives this file, and let me just delete this one. So when the person receives this compressed file, all they need to do then is, because people have the tendency of just double clicking it, and what it does is that it dumps your file into a temporary folder that you might not be able to find, right? And if you make changes, you might lose those files, blah blah blah, right? So how you would deal with that is that, notice the type. It says that this is a compressed or zip folder, and so I would right click on the sample file or the file that you receive as a compressed file and choose extract all. Extract all. And what that does, it asks you to state a location where you want to extract your files, and so you know where your uncompressed files now, or your extracted files, are going, right? So I'll uncompress it back on desktop. I'll call it sample file, and it'll show when finished. So extract. So notice now, it gave me back my sample file folder. It is uncompressed. It is, the type is file folder, and this is how I can tell. And my files are inside, right? So I'm able then to quickly compress files and send those files as a compressed file to wherever I want. So again, the procedure is to right click, send to compressed file. And then you can right click on the compressed file and extract if you wanted to extract that compressed file out again, right? So very easy, right? Very useful though if I'm sending a large amount of files to somebody. Keep in mind that there are limitations to the capacity or how much files you can send in an email, which is why I normally would use tools like the Google Drive. I would dump my files in there, and then there's a right click and share, and I can share it to a particular person that I want via, well, I can send them an email link, and they would just have to click on the link to gain access to the file. So that's saving my file in the cloud and allowing other people to have access to it. So it's a nice way for you to share files with other individuals if you wanted to. All right, take a quick 10 seconds break, and I'll be right back for the wrap up, right? All right. Welcome back, guys. You're tuned in live right now on to Geek Yourself episode 5. Right, this is our 5th week doing the show. Last week we had some of my friends on the show who spoke about some of the various happenings in Belize. Tonight I wanted to make it fully technology, and so we're talking about some of the same things that you're seeing scrolling across the top here, right? This way. And we spoke earlier about antiviruses, spywares, what antivirus I use, why I would recommend it, and we spoke about the security essentials, and of course I recommended that because of the regular update that it has, and of course it's free, it's built into Windows, it's built by Microsoft. We also spoke about print screens and how we did print screen with the keyboard and how we did print screen with the snipping tool. We got a chance to focus on how you save files as PDF, and then you can send off that PDF, and how you can read that PDF also using your particular browser or a PDF reader, right? And we also touched on compression of files a while ago, and we looked at how to compress a file and extract back out that file whenever you want to view those files, right? So I'm hoping that we all found something useful in this episode, right? And of course, I want to go back and quickly show you guys the Excel series that I'm doing. We're at 9 right now, and there's more to come in terms of learning new stuff. I also got a chance to post up the videos from the boys here who did a. Let me pull this up quickly for you guys. Right? Yeah. Who did a coastal erosion video a while back, right? You may have noticed, just to recap, I also did my banner over, and that tutorial I followed off Learn Share Photo Video, and his, well, you can search for him under that name, and he does Photoshop stuff, and so he had that added in. So I followed his tutorial to a T, I got it working, and it looks nice, right? And then we also did I also did a bunch of construction videos, right? Where I'm preparing to, pull off the Magic Studio. Let's call it that. And of course, we hosted our first show from outside yesterday, where we had Fancy Foot in the house, right? Belize from Belize and Entertainers, right? And we also did the Mother's Day special for our community. And so I'm just waiting. The work continues. I'm just waiting for the cement to cure upstairs, right? And then we move into the plastering and the setting in of the windows. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated with that. And I also want to, at some point, fill you in after I'm finished with all the cleaning of the studio area, right? I also want to fill you in with how the studio looks now, right? Because it's a part of the dream, right? And a part of that dream is getting the work done, getting it done right. So we are working on getting a nicer spot, right? So that we can have a full-fledged bapplay studio. I'm excited to get all that done for this year. All right, so I'll end this episode here. Thank you for being here with me. I hope that you took something from the episode. If there's something you want to see in future episodes, please let me know in the comments below, right? Even if it's just to say hi in the comments below, I'll appreciate that. Give me some feedback. Let me know that I'm on the right path. Let me know that if there's anything you think I need to change, anything, I'm open to criticisms, right? But like every time, guys, it was fun being with you tonight, and go out there and geek yourself.